Now it's time for the No BS Sports Zone, presented by Rob Johnson Media. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the No BS Sports Zone. Rob Johnson here for another episode with you guys. I'm going to try to put episodes out every day now. I have the new intro. I have the brand new setup, trying to get things out quicker or whatever. So today we're going to talk about first Amy Pelchick. I believe that's how you say her name, the Houston Texans PR lady. PR is very important when it comes to the NFL, all sports. When you have a good PR person, that means that things run smoothly behind the scenes. It means certain media can get in. It means it gives media opportunities to get in. That's the same thing I've experienced with the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Washington football team has had some very good PR people to let us in, give us some chances, etc. I see that Amy Pelchick was fired. I guess because she was no longer a cultural fit, even though I'm looking on Twitter, even though I'm looking on all social media platforms, and everyone is saying that she was just an absolute gem when it came to PR. This is my message to Deshaun Watson. If I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm getting the hell up out of Houston. There's already been turbulent times when it comes to this franchise. You've already done all that you can do when it comes to this franchise. So if you're Deshaun Watson, when is enough going to be enough? When are you going to just walk into the front office and say, you guys need to trade me, you need to get me the hell up out of here? If I'm J.J. Watt, I'm coming to a point in my career where, I know things are starting to, be on a downward spiral, with my injuries, with everything else going on. When do you just finally say, you know what, guys, I need out? This franchise, Houston Texans, has gone down a lot. When you talk about the trade of DeAndre Hopkins, just horrible trades, just horrible deals. You got to know that the franchise, you got to know that their fans are just completely fed up at this point. So when you think about the Houston Texans, you look at a franchise that is dysfunctional, that it's just not on a good path. I mean, this team, ever since I feel like they, gave up that lead to Kansas City, has been on a real downward spiral. They made some bad moves before then, Bill O'Brien did, but that took the cake after they lost in the AFC second round against divisional round against the Kansas City Chiefs, where they gave up that huge lead. I believe they were up 24-0. Just their moves in the offseason have been questionable. Just their decision-making overall has been very questionable. So if you're Deshaun Watson, don't continue to put yourself through this hell. If you're Deshaun Watson, get out of there. Get yourself a team where they appreciate you more, where you can stay healthy, where you don't have to worry about going through this hell. My next topic to talk about today here on the No BS Sports Zone, I want to address Notre Dame. Notre Dame, just what the hell were you thinking? You stormed the field after you beat Clemson on Saturday. Okay, I know you're excited. You beat Clemson, you beat them 47-40. It's one of your biggest wins in a long time. Notre Dame wants to win a national championship. I know it's been since 1988. You're almost looking at a Dodger situation where you haven't won a national championship since the 80s, and you just want to win a championship. But folks, anyone who knows me knows that I am, questioning everything at all times. But even I know that this COVID-19 thing, no matter how it got here, no matter, who did what, whatever, it's real, man. People are out here dying. And the thing is, it's not even about the young people. It's about spreading to the old people. Headed to one of your older family members, somebody maybe even younger who's dealing with some pre-existing conditions. It's not the virus that kills you itself. It's the people that are going through conditions, who are already sick, who are going through things we don't even know about. So for those fans to storm that field like that, to me, is not only, number one, irresponsible, but number two, Notre Dame should feel the heat. The NCAA should put sanctions on these people, because I don't care how big the win is. And shame on their fans for just being freaking irresponsible. And I hate to be so frank about it, but, you guys are complete assholes for this. I mean, you beat Clemson. They don't have Trevor Lawrence. They take you to 2 overtimes. You get a huge win. Great job. But you guys still got some tough games. You got North Carolina coming up in a few weeks, and North Carolina at home can be dangerous. You know that they can beat people at any time, even though they lost games to Florida State and Virginia. North Carolina is dangerous. You still might potentially have to play Clemson again in a ACC championship game. So Notre Dame karma could be, what, when it comes to you guys for running on the field like that and potentially causing more harm than anything. Next topic we're going to talk about here on the No BS Sports Zone. We're going to talk about some NBA, and we're going to talk about a team right now that completely just makes my skin crawl. Talking about the New York Knicks. Now, reports came out yesterday that they possibly want to go after Russell Westbrook. My thoughts on that are this. If the Knicks are just trying to get Russell Westbrook to attract other free agents, I get it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm not saying that the Knicks are wrong. But why would you bring in Russell Westbrook at this time in his career? It's over for Russell Westbrook. Now, if you're just trying to attract maybe another free agent, a big name, then trade Westbrook, I get it, sort of. But you need to be focused on getting younger. You need to be focused on getting better. The number one thing that the New York Knicks need to be focused on right now is getting Obi Toppin from Dayton. He's the best player in this draft, bar none. In my opinion, I think that he is a guy that can come in this league. He can play defense. He has a smooth jump shot. He can get to the rack. I mean, the Knicks need to be focused on getting younger. The Knicks do not need to focus on anything else. When it comes time to a big free agent, you look at Giannis, for example. I don't think they'll get him because the quote-unquote, the Knicks organization didn't treat his brother right and all this other stuff. So Giannis is really big on family. So that's out the window. But you can go get some other free agents. You don't need the top of the top stars. I mean, remember, Giannis hasn't even won a championship yet. He hadn't even led his team to an NBA Finals. I mean, at least LeBron James led his Cleveland Cavaliers to an NBA Finals when they just had a bunch of, throwaways on the team. No offense to those guys. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, they had no chance against the Spurs in 07. I mean, but Giannis has had some pretty good players on his team in the East and still has not been able to get over the hump. So, getting back to the Knicks, they just need to make sure they get younger, continue to draft well, make sure they're scouting better, make sure that they're not doing things they've done in the past and overpaying guys and just bringing the right talent. The Knicks have a lot of cap space. You have the attraction of New York City, so I don't understand what the problem is, But, hey, it's just one of those situations where it's just been like that for the last 2 decades for the New York Knicks. They just haven't been able to get over the hump, and people just admit they don't want to come. So, it is what it is, I guess. The next topic at hand today when it comes to the sporting world, I want to go ahead and I want to talk about the New England Patriots. I think there are a lot of people out there who need to be very, very, very careful. We have a lot of these people out here who want to call Bill Belichick washed up. They want to say, oh, the Patriots are done. They're done. They got the Baltimore Ravens this Sunday night on Sunday Football. I want everyone to keep that same damn energy once they beat the Baltimore Ravens this Sunday night and they go 4-5. I want everybody to keep that same energy because and I know that if the New England Patriots go on a run and they get into the playoffs, there ain't nobody in the AFC that wants to see them. Buffalo beat the Patriots a couple weeks ago, but that's only because Cam put the whole team on his shoulders, and he felt the pressure. And yes, they struggled against the Jets, but the Jets had nothing to lose. The Jets came out and gave them everything they had. But I don't care who you are. I don't care what your record is. You come back from 10 points down in the fourth quarter NFL, you're doing something. You prove to me that you have the cojones to be a good football team. I believe they beat Baltimore on Saturday night. I believe the Patriots go on a run. The two most dangerous teams right now in the AFC, in my opinion, that I believe nobody really wants to see in the playoffs are the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. I said before the season that the Dolphins were dangerous. I said before the season that they could potentially win the East and make a playoff run. The East is no longer a doormat type of division. You have to deal with these guys. You have to deal with some of these young quarterbacks. I mean, you got Josh Allen, you got Tua Tagovailoa, you got still Cam Newton at the age of 31. I mean, Sam Darnold is not that good right now, but that's because his weapons have been down. His weapons are just starting to get healthy, and Sam Darnold's been dealing with a lot of injuries himself. So when it comes to the AFC East, look out in the future, but especially this year, when the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick get that win Sunday night, I don't want to hear people trying to get back on their jocks because they're thinking, oh man, Bill beat the Ravens and the Patriots are back. And no. Keep the same energy about Bill Belichick not being the same coach. You know, when you think about it, look at the injuries. Look at the guys who opted out. But yet still, this same team was close to beating the Kansas City Chiefs a few weeks ago, even without Cam Newton. So I'm just telling everybody, be careful when it comes to New England Patriots, because it will be hell to pay and hell to reckon if this team gets in the playoffs. Teams like Pittsburgh, they don't want to see New England. You know, teams like Buffalo, they don't want to see the Patriots in the playoffs. And they know in their heart of hearts that I'm telling them the cold, hard truth. Next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the NFC East, and I'm just going to end it with this today. Right now, the Philadelphia Eagles lead the division, but the New York Giants are just this close. Last week, Dallas lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers in a nail-biter. This division is up for grabs. This division, I think, is going to come down all the way to Week 17 between all the teams. And quite honestly, be quite frank, I mean, I don't know who's going to win it. Right now, my favorite are the Giants, but it all depends on what Dallas does. If Dallas can come out and beat Minnesota, then they got the Washington football team. Then they got some other tough games. But right now, honestly, who knows? But a lot of people are saying, well, you know, this team or that team shouldn't get the playoff game. And no, that's the rules, man. That's the rules. If you win your division, you get a playoff game, and that's the loveliness about the NFL. You have a team who potentially only has 6 wins going up against a team that has 10 or 11 wins. Let's see what happens, man. Let the fun begin. Let the games begin. If you're an 11-win team and you're just that good, you know, beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were the 6th seed, and you know went out and beat everybody and got to the Super Bowl. You know, we love that drama, and I understand that it's bad because the NFC East is not a good division. But it's the rules, man. Everybody wants to change the rules when it's not convenient to them. Like when they had the whole pass interference thing. Remember a couple years ago when the pass interference rule, let's change it. Look, man, you can't change the rules every time something happens that you don't like, right? Every time something happens that you don't like, you can't just change the rules. That's the rules, man. So, you know, let's let these things play out. The NFC East has had some bad breaks this year, not only with injuries, but just, you know, pure bad luck. But I think that, you know, second half of the season, these teams are going to get a little bit stronger. You see Dallas playing a little better. You see the Giants starting to get themselves together. Washington now has Alex Smith at the helm. So the Eagles, I believe, are going to get healthier. So, you know, just give these teams a chance, man. Because at the end of the day, you know, who knows what's going to happen. So the NFL is an exciting sport. The NFL is a league where anything can happen at any time. So, hey, let's just see what happens, and let's just give these guys a chance. For the No BS Sports Zone, I'm Rob Johnson. Check me out every day. I don't know specifically what time. You know, I'm just going to be giving you guys random shows, but my goal is to give you No BS Sports Zone show every single day. Peace out, and thank you guys for watching.